out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, making the race for the fourth time in his career. It's the 18th D of the Big Perm, Dalton Wilson.
Inside of Road and Mine, it'll be Ethan Dotson. He's out of Bakersfield, California, the 74X, and Spencer Hughes on the outside, the 19M, the JCM Motorsports entry out of Mississippi.
Brandon Overton trying to win this race for the first time in his career. He's got the 76, the Longhorn Factory car on the inside of row number 10, and on his outside out of Lakeshore, Minnesota, it'll be the 60 of Dan Ebert.
Row number 11 will be Clay Harris. He's out of Jupiter, Florida. On the outside, the driver that still holds the track record here at his home track out of Renner, South Dakota, the 76 of Blair Nodor.
And your final two starters will be the 93 of Corey Lawler and the 17 SS of Brendan Smith. Well, Huset, you see the field taking shape in what we like to call one of the prettiest sights in all of racing. And this is a salute to you, the greatest race fans in the entire world. As they come by, stand up, yell, cheer, and give them a wave. It's the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the Silver Dollar Nationals, and it's coming at you 4 wide. Wider than it looks, isn't it, James? I mean, there are 4 wide around there. You could sneak another car or two in there.
I love it. I love it here. And
one more time, just because the fans at Huset are so great.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Thanks for everybody for coming out tonight. We appreciate it. 80 laps tonight. The halfway mark, lap 40, will be the Hellraiser Jacks. Halfway mark will get $100, courtesy of Tim Sheets at Hellraiser Jacks.
Hey, have you ever wondered what it looks like to be in one of these cars on a 4-wide parade lap, James?
We're going to find out.
Let's show you. Absolutely. Brandon Overton in the Riggs Motorsports Dude Wipes Longhorn Factory number 76, carrying our onboard camera here this evening. What a great shot. I will never get tired of that shot, man.
Here we go.
And you can see,
I think the pyro may be after the race, apparently. I saw him setting it up over there when I was coming up here in turn 2, so.
Well, hey, we've also got Clay Harris slowed on the inside. He is not stopped in the All Makes Collision service area. But the field being paced by the good folks from Combat Rush. I got to talk to Nathan Barker and those folks earlier, and they do a great job. CombatRush.org. And they give veterans an opportunity to step behind the wheel of a race car and turn some laps. And that car has been pacing the field all weekend long here at Huset. So we appreciate having Nate Barker and all the great folks from Combat Rush on board. It is a completely crowd-funded organization that they do, and you can learn a little bit more about them at combatrush.org.
I think they had the color guard down there for the national anthem here earlier tonight. The race car engineering pace truck already exited the track as we're going to buzz this. Looks good.
It looks good from that vantage point.
It was great on Thursday night, and we'll see how it does tonight for 80 laps. Silver Dollar Nationals, 15th annual edition.
Well, there's the driver starting 4th this evening, Superman Jonathan Davenport, the winner here one night ago. Brandon Shepard, a 2-time Silver Dollar Nationals champ, looking to make it 3 here this evening. He's starting the race for the 11th time, and there's the driver starting in the outside front row, Garrett Alberson, looking for his biggest career payday here at Huset this evening.
It was a Volusia earlier this year, right? Was it $20K?
It was $20,000 of Volusia. There's the defending champion of the race, Devin Moran.
Paid $50 last year.
Yes.
Up to $75. Of course, Brandon Shepard, he's a 5-time dirt track world champion. He's got a $100,000 payday. Tyler, remember he won an I-80, what was that, a Nationals race a few years ago, the same year that Kyle Bronson got the biggest win of his career in the Silver Dollar Nationals.
Well, I tell you what, James, while these guys finish up buzzing the racetrack, I'm going to be a good friend. I'm going to give you the first pick. Who do you think is going to be talking to Ben in Victory Lane a little bit later on tonight?
58's been fast since we came on this trip, right? He won at 34 last Thursday. He's been fast here this week, and he was fast time here last night. He gets it done here tonight. I'm not sure if he'll lead all 80 laps, but Garrett Alberson in the Roberts Racing 58 brings it home tonight, Dustin.
Good pick. It is a very good pick, and I think it'd be a very popular win as well. I will take it upon myself to make the next pick. There is one driver in this starting field that has won this race 3 times. I think tonight he gets his 4th Silver Dollar Nationals win. I'm going to go with the driver that was in victory lane 24 hours ago. Give me Superman Jonathan Davenport in the Lance and Darla Landers Racing number 49. Ben Shelton, the 58, the 49 are off the table. Who are you going to be talking to in victory lane at the end of 80 laps?
Well, the 49 wins. He gets his 4th from the 4th starting spot. That'd be cool. But how about the guy that starts 3rd? He gets his 3rd. He's on your screen right now. Brandon Shepard in the 1 gets his 3rd Silver Dollar Nationals title.
We're going green flag racing this time by in the Nutrien Ag Solutions starting zone. 80 laps, $75,000 on the line. Hudson O'Neal and Garrett Alberson lead him into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, 25,000 per second out of that payday, but they want that 75,000. 80 laps underway. Hudson O'Neal lead coming off at turn number 4. Brandon Shepard quickly makes his way to 2nd.
See this track wide now as the night goes on. A complete flip of this racetrack. Shep up to 2nd, and Jonathan Davenport trying to follow suit. He's going to move into the 3rd spot. Alberson's falling back to 4th in the early going in this one. 2 laps going up on the video board on the back straightaway. It's O'Neal, Shep, Davenport, and we've got a Coleman Farms Racing caution as we have got a parking lot in turns 3 and 4. Jacob Hopscheit, Clay Harris, Ethan Dotson, Drake Troutman, and Daniel Hilsebeck are the drivers involved, as that will slow the pace with just 2 laps complete, 78 laps to go in the 15th running of the Silver Dollar Nationals presented by My Race Pass. A tough break for Hopscheit and Dotson, 2 drivers starting this race for the very first time in their careers.
Daniel Hilsebeck into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. That was the race back there through the field. Ben, we'll check up the driver's 2nd in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase.
Yeah, Hilsebeck will temporarily shut the engine down. Shredded left rear tire on the number 22. They'll get a new Hoosier on there. Again, they've got to go with the 3 on the left rear, and he'll make his way back out of the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit at the back of the pack.
Go ahead and take a look at the instant replay and see exactly what happened here. Several different cars in that All Makes collision service area as well. It's our Dave Warren Power Sports instant replay from the drone on the left side of your screen. And a few drivers came together, and the end result were both of the red 22s getting sideways. And here is what Brandon Overton saw from the 76. Wow.
Oh, man, clipped the quarter panel. Was that Dotson?
Yeah. And you see he went up over the nose of Jacob Hopscheit's 0-1.
So 2 laps in, as you see Jacob Hopscheit down in the pit area. Makes his 1st Silver Dollar Nationals. There is the 22 star of Drake Troutman, again, last year's Rookie of the Year. So 2 laps in the books. Hudson O'Neal will be the race leader. Brandon Shepard 2nd as they work on the Plattsmouth, Nebraska driver's car.
It's a tough racetrack, James. It's different from anywhere else we go on the entire circuit. You saw him during the 4 wide. It can easily run 4 wide around here. You can easily do a 4 wide, but it is a narrow racetrack, and similar to maybe like a Cedar Lake, for example, the walls can kind of close in on you, so to speak, coming down the straightaways. It makes it challenging. The drivers love it. The drivers love coming here. They look forward to coming to Huset. And Ben, that's one of the things that makes this a challenging but fun racetrack for these guys to race at.
Well, the challenge right now for Jacob Hopscheit's team is the right front flopper on the nose. It's not all the way off, but it is not all the way on there either. It's getting into the right front tire. They're trying to figure out a way to either pull it off or get it away, but the Nebraska driver is running out of time if he's going to make his way back out.
Ben, run down there and help him rip it off.
That's the big negative, Ghost Rider. Not gonna happen.
All right, just about ready to go back. Green 2 in the book, still 78 to go. It's O'Neal, Shepard, Davenport, Alberson, Thornton, the top 5. Then Pierce, Tyler, McIntosh, Dennis, Brian Shirley. So Shepard picks the bottom on JD. What a great finish they had last night as they come off of turn 4. Back underway at Huset in the Silver Dollar Nationals.
Just 2 laps in the book, 78 laps remaining, and Hudson O'Neal is the leader at the front of the field. He started on the victory fuel pole here tonight, side by side behind him for the second spot, between the 1 of Shepard, the 49 of Jonathan Davenport. Davenport inches ahead at the scoring loop. Shep going to try to get the run on the inside. Garrett Alberson back up to the 4th spot.
Now to turn 4, side by side still for second. Davenport still has it by a nose. Alberson runs in 4th. Bobby Pierce behind him in 5th. And Pierce won this race back in 2019 at I-80. As right now Hudson O'Neal has led the first 5 laps of this race.
Yeah, Jonathan Davenport right there waiting in the wings. And you just got to wonder if a couple of these guys behind of Hudson O'Neal are just waiting to get to the back of the field. They're already about a half a track or so away from catching to the tail end of the field. We've only been back to green flag racing about 4 laps or so. It happens quick. It happens in a hurry here at Huset's. Hud, Davenport, Shep, Pierce, Thornton now your top 5 cars.
So Hobscheit will finish 24th. Troutman out. He'll finish in 23rd. O'Neal is led from the start. Lap 8, they work on that. Again, his dad won in 2011, driving for Larry Mooring Motorsports. And then from then on, it's been sanctioned by the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. A 2-car length lead into turn 3 for O'Neal.
You know, those 2 drivers, Hudson O'Neal and Jonathan Davenport, they've tiptoed away just about, what, 4 car lengths or so, maybe 5 car lengths ahead of Brandon Shepard. Shep has got the current World of Outlaws points leader and Bobby Pierce directly behind him. This time by 10 laps will be complete, 70 laps remaining. And lap traffic is quickly backing up to your race leaders, Hudson O'Neal and Jonathan Davenport.
Yeah, it's tough leading a race, right? And no matter where you're at, but especially here when you pick up the tail end of the field with 22 of the 24 starters still out there. And right now they're going to be on the same straightaway as Daniel Hilsebeck, the final car on the lead lap in 22nd.
You know, for the first 10 laps of this race or so, especially down in 1 and 2, watch where the left fronts of those cars are. For the first 10 laps, they were right up on the berm, especially going into the corners. As this race goes on, that groove pushes out, and by the end of the night, you're going to see guys clear up on the high side of this racetrack. You're going to see guys on the very low side of the racetrack as well, as Hudson O'Neal is now only half a straightaway away from catching the 22 of Hilsebeck, and he is going to catch a break as the Coltman Farms Racing caution will fly with 13 laps scored as we have got debris on the speedway. $13 laps complete, 67 laps to go in the Silver Dollar Nationals presented by My Race Pass. And a yellow on the track for debris at the top of turn number 1 has slowed the pace with 13 laps in the books here in this one. It's been all Hudson O'Neal since the drop of the green flag, and that caution, James, came at a good time for him because he was just about 3 or 4 laps away, Ben Shelton, from catching the back of the field.
Yeah, and I feel confident Davenport's going to take the inside on the restart, but it's worth noting that Sheppy took the inside on the last restart. That put Jonathan to the outside. Davenport actually got a really good run around the middle of the racetrack and got to that 2nd spot. So you got to wonder if that's a little bit of a precursor to what we're going to see as this main event goes on.
And also another thing, Ben, as we saw last night, and the only caution was 6 laps to go, they're packing that top end under caution.
Well, they absolutely are. They're throwing all that moisture out of the bottom, which means all that traction's moving up. And as long as they can pack it in, there's going to be something there to play with as this race goes on.
All right, 13 in the books. Hudson O'Neal, Jonathan Davenport, Brandon Shepard, Bobby Pierce, Ricky Thornton Jr. Again, only 2 cars out of the race as we come off of turn 4 of the New Ag Solutions restart. We are back underway at Huset's.
Jonathan Davenport trying to get that run on the high side on the Delaware double file restart on the 1 of Brandon Shepard. A good restart for your race leader, Hudson O'Neal, in 71. He immediately puts a couple car lengths between himself and Davenport, and now the battle from 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th on back rages on as you've got Shepard, Pierce, play it again, Alberson, Thornton, and Tyler Erb all right there together.
Yeah, that top line as you see Garrett Alberson as he works on the outside of Thornton down the back straightaway. Those 2 had a good battle here on Thursday night, but Hudson O'Neal right now in control here of the first 16 laps of this race.
And several drivers from about mid-pack on trying to clean off some of the higher side of the racetrack down in both 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 maybe cleaning off a little bit better than 3 and 4 up here from our vantage point. And again, that groove for the leaders, that left front tire was right up on the berm when we started this race. It was close to the berm about, I don't know, 6-7 laps ago. Now they've moved up. They're not quite to the middle of the racetrack yet. They've moved up almost a full car length down in 1 and 2.
Right now, Daniel Huset still the final car back here. Everybody's still on the lead lap. He runs in 22nd. He's just now entering turn 1. And right there, they're going to have 2 or 3 cars in front of him. If you will see this thing stay green, it's really going to get interesting. Right now, Davenport, Dustin's about 5 or 6 car lengths back. It's 0.8 of a second on the scoring monitor. Brandon Sheppard, Bobby Pierce, Ricky Thornton, then Alberson, Tyler, Dennis, McIntosh. Ryan Shirley runs 10th.
Lap traffic once again will be a reality sooner rather than later for your race leader Hudson O'Neal, as he is now on the same straightaway as the drivers at the tail end of the field, and there's a couple of them running side by side battling for position. O'Neal, the last time by, James, had 0.8 of a second on the battle for second on your screen. Jonathan Davenport has that spot, but Brandon Sheppard's trying to take it away.
Yeah, he's right on him down into turn number 1. Sheppard out at 2, down the back straightaway here in about a half a lap. They're going to pick up the tail of the field dust as we score lap 23. Into turn 1, O'Neal has led every lap so far tonight, but it's going to start to get interesting as they head down the back straightaway.
Some decisions are going to be made for the 71 of Hudson O'Neal, as he's got to try to find a way around the 22 of Daniel Hilsebeck. And it's not just Hilsebeck, it's a whole string of cars. Hilsebeck, Lawler, Brendan Smith, and Ethan Dotson all directly in front of the 71. And Hilsebeck's going to go to the high side. Hudson O'Neal's going to put him a lap down, and he'll put the red 22 between himself and second place Jonathan Davenport.
Yeah, Corey Lawler got in as a series provisional. 15 drivers with perfect attendance. Brendan Smith had a fast time provisional here tonight as we work off of turn 4. Hudson O'Neal with 26 laps complete now. Davenport, Sheppard, Pierce, Thornton, and now Sheppard kicks it back up top, down the back straightaway. Pierce works on the bottom of his fellow Illini driver as they have traffic off of turn 4 with Corey Lawler in front of O'Neal.
An interesting line there by Sheppard that last time down in turns 1 and 2 as he tried to get that run coming off corner number 2 and down the back straightaway. The guys that had moved up kind of the middle of the racetrack, maybe down in turns 1 and 2, James, they've gone back down to the bottom a little bit more, and you almost wonder if they're throwing up too many crumbs on the high side of the speedway to really get a good run going. Just as we say that, a few drivers start to step out of line. Oh no, trouble down the back straightaway as the 76 of Brandon Overton got into the side of the 79 of Donald McIntosh. It ends clear over in turn number 4 with Carson Ferguson going around in the 93, and that will draw the Coltman Farms Racing caution with 29 laps complete and 51 laps remaining. Yellow flag flies with 51 laps remaining in the 15th running of the Silver Dollar Nationals presented by My Race Pass. And our third caution flag of the race flies as Brandon Overton and Donald McIntosh came together down the back straightaway. And the end result ended up being the 93 of Carson Ferguson going around. And there's action in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Not just involving Carson Ferguson, but Ben, the defending race winner, has made his way down to you.
Yeah, Devin Moran has made his way down here, and they're going to pull that right rear tire off. All 4 tires up, but they're going to put another Huset tire on the 99 of Thursday night's winners, Devin Moran, and try to get an update what might have been the source of the issue there. Either way, a tire change. Drake Troutman out of the race down here as Carson Ferguson makes his way down. They got the hood off the 93. Obviously had some oil line issues last night, and then he was in the wrong place at the wrong time right there. Scott Fechter and the crew taking a look under the number 93's hood down here as things are picking up in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Also nose damage on Carson Ferguson's number 93.
All right, thanks a lot, Ben. Great report from our Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. The field being given the high sign, and they are wasting no time going back to green flag racing. If we do get another break, James, we'll show you what happened there. We do have a couple looks, including an onboard, if we do get another break, to see what brought out that latest caution. But we're going back to racing this time by 29 laps in the books, 51 laps to go.
Moran started 12th, was running 12th. He's got to come all the way around here to get back on the racetrack. And he comes out in turn 4. Back underway. 29 scored. O'Neill, Davenport, Shepard. Here comes Pierce. Here comes Thornton. Alberson still trying to make that top work. Off at turn 4. O'Neill has led the first 30 laps. 50 more to go for a career best win.
$75,000 on the line in this one. Behind him, they're side by side for the 5th spot down the back straightaway. Garrett Alberson and Ricky Thornton Jr. Alberson started on the outside front row. He's able to work ahead of the 20 RT and move back into the 5th spot. Ricky Thornton Jr. is 6th. Tyler Erb 7th. Dennis Erb Jr. is 8th. Side by side behind him for the 9th spot, Brian Shirley is going to take that spot away and bring Brandon Overton with him. That'll round out the top 10.
Hey, this payoff is good. It's $4,000 for 10th, right? It's $75K to win, $25,000 for 2nd. Right now, 33 laps complete, 7 shy of the Hellraiser Jacks halfway mark.
Look at this.
And right now, you've got Brandon Overton in the 76 car. By the way, he was the Hoker Trucking Hard Charger there before that caution. And who needs a right side door, right?
You think that's easy? I would encourage anyone to get out there and try that.
Who says they're
man.
Not athletes, right?
Exactly, man. That is
gonna have to go back to the CrossFit by Overton. Right?
That's right. Ethan Dodson out of the party in the 74X. Meanwhile, your race leader, Hudson O'Neill, once again closing back in on the tail end of the field. And Devin Moran will be the first driver as it stands right now to go 1 lap down. 36 in the books, 44 laps remaining.
Who would have thought that before the weekend started? One here on Thursday night, a very exciting race after starting 4th. Right now, Moran, the final car on the track in 20th. So Hobscheit is out. Troutman and Carson Ferguson have called it a race. And right now, O'Neill down the main straightaway as the laps tick off, 2 shy of the halfway mark. Out of turn number 2 for the lead. And right there, you see the 49 car, about 6 car lengths back, DJ.
Yeah, with the 74X of Ethan Dodson making his way in as well. 20 drivers still remain on the racetrack. And again, it has been well documented. It does not take long for the race leader to work his way around and catch the tail end of the field. And that is reality once again for about the 3rd time in this race for Hudson O'Neill, as we are at the Hellraiser Jacks halfway mark, James. 40 in the books, 40 remaining. And now Hudson O'Neill has got to try to find a way around the defending race winner, Devin Moran.
No, and he gets right on top of him. Really haven't had a lot of lap traffic so far tonight. Right now, it's going to get crazy as we've got, the top 7 now on the same straightaway as they come off of turn number 4. O'Neill, here comes Davenport on the bottom.
Yeah.
That was close for the lead. O'Neill cut down. Now Davenport to the top. Will we have a lead change? For the first time in this race, we've scored 42 laps here tonight.
Tell you what, Davenport got a good run coming off turn number 2. If you can just make it work, get the crumbs cleaned off on the high side, there is something there. And now O'Neill's going to slip up high. That opens up the door for the 49. Look at that. You just saw the top 6. They're all within the same half straightaway of each other. O'Neill, Davenport, Shepard, Pierce, Albertson, and Thornton.
Dustin, they're running for 75,000. They're going to go here in a little bit. 44 complete. O'Neill's got 2 cars in front of him. He can get around Moran and Lawler. A little bit of a clear track here down the main straightaway. What did Bobby Pierce say? There's no time to breathe on this racetrack, right? I mean, you are on it all the time, sawing on the wheel, and there's a battle in the turn 3 as we work lap 46 tonight.
And Devin Moran said that last year as well after he won. It was $50,000 last year. They added 40 grand, over 40 grand to the purse. Davenport goes high in turns 1 and 2, trying to get that run down the back straightaway, but he's got nowhere to go in 3 and 4. He'll tuck way down to the inside of the racetrack. Can't find a groove around the 71. The 71 of O'Neill still trying to find a way around Devin Moran and Corey Lawler.
32 to the top, down the back straightaway. Shepard all over Davenport. Bobby Pierce, remember, he's not running for points. He leads the world of Ella points, so he's going to let it all hang out. Here comes Alberson, here comes Thornton, and here comes Turbo. And again, traffic. Moran still the last car on the lead lap. He had to make a pit stop here during the caution. He got up on the berm. He'll slide right in front of O'Neill. Hudson might have had to hit the brakes coming out of turn 4, Dustin.
As they head down the front straightaway this time, there will be 20 laps to go the next time by. Again, 2, 4, 6, 7 cars, all within a half straightaway of each other. Davenport trying to clean off the top side of the racetrack.
Wow.
He'll lose a little ground momentarily to Brandon Shepard, but you got to wonder if that might not be the play, especially if we have another Coleman Farms Racing caution.
almost time for a PSG. Not quite yet as they come out of 4. Still Lawler and Moran. Right now, O'Neill, Davenport, Shepard down the back straightaway. 51 complete, 29 to go. Moran trying all he can to get around Lawler and then hope for a caution down the main straightaway. 52 complete. You get out of line, you're going to get in trouble here. Meanwhile, guys trying to, we got, what, the top, I don't know, 10 now on the same straightaway.
Here's the other thing to keep your eyes on as well. There's a little bit of a hole developing down on the inside of turns 1 and 2. You can see a few drivers kind of bouncing through it. And again, you gotta wonder, man, if someone's not going to try to tiptoe around the top of this racetrack, especially down in 1 and 2, simply because it's a smoother line around. 26 laps now remaining.
Moran has gotten around Lawler. Now they got to get around Lawler. Shepard and Davenport about it down the back straightaway. Davenport trying to see, oh, he stumbles a little bit. We may have a new second place car. We do. Brandon Shepard goes to second and Rocket 1.
And Jonathan Davenport's going to go back to the high side now, down in turns 1 and 2. Finally, Hudson O'Neill is able to work his way around Corey Lawler. Brings Brandon Shepard with him. Jonathan Davenport trying to follow suit. He's not quite able to do so, so a back marker between the Rocket 1 and the 49 momentarily.
Now Moran back there. He's trying to get around Nodorf. Devon's got to hope for a caution. Right now he's 4th in the points. He clears Nodorf down the main straightaway. It is O'Neill and Shepard 1st and 2nd. The Davenport, Pierce, Alberson, and we got a Coleman Farms Racing caution, and we've got a pile up in turn 4.
Yeah, you kind of saw that coming as there were a ton of guys within the same half straightaway of each other. They were all running hard, and the end result is Corey Lawler, Tyler Erb, Brian Shirley, and Dalton Wilson parked down in turns 3 and 4. And speaking of being parked down in turn number 4, Jonathan Davenport's going to make his way to the All Makes Collision Service area to the attention of Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials.
So 57 laps to the books, Dustin. O'Neill has led all of them. We'll see on the Dave Warren Power Sports replay exactly what happened. Tyler Erb and then Shirley, they were running in the top 10.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the Dave Warren Power Sports Instant replay here and see exactly what happened. I couldn't tell who that. Someone made contact there with Lawler. Was that? I couldn't tell who that was.
I think the one car they slid in there. Yeah. So everybody there will have to go to the back. So down there, the All Makes Collision Service area getting some attention, Ben, as we've got cars also in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
Yeah, it's a good time to own a body shop right now. As Dalton Wilson's down here, they're taking a look under the right rear. They're going to pull it off, put another right rear on there. We lost Brendan Smith a few laps back, and cars strewn all around here. Brian Shirley going to call it a night. His fun meter pegged out in the 3S. He's got the helmet off as we'll get the last of the debris off the racetrack. And I do it for Dalton Wilson, kind of like Carson Ferguson. It has been a tough weekend here at Huset.
All right, thanks a lot, Ben. Great job down there as always. Still drivers in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, and I think finally the All Makes Collision Service area is clear. Corey Lawler's going to looks like it's done. James, we had a caution there a few laps back as well that kind of started with Brandon Overton and Donald McIntosh. Carson Ferguson went around. We'll queue up those replays. Here's the one from the drone. Check out the top of your screen. Those two cars come together. Carson Ferguson was going to thread the needle, and he was just unable to do so. So that was the previous caution flag. I think we got one more angle. Is this from the, oh my, this is from the Brandon Overton onboard camera. Watch this.
Or not.
Here, we'll try it again.
If that was me, I would have needed some dude wipes.
So, yes, that's right. That's right. Oh, man, the anticipation was killing me.
Oh, man.
Hey, guys, also down here in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, it's sprinkling, and it's not hot sauce. Rain's starting to fall a little bit down here as well with 23 to go.
Oh, man. All right, want to get this one in.
It's past halfway, so right now it's O'Neill, Shepard, Davenport, Pierce, Alberson, Thornton, Dennis Erb, Overton, McIntosh, Ebert, 10th. with 23 to go for $75,000 in the Silver Dollar Nationals, brought to you by My Race Pass. Nutrinax Solutions Restart Zone back underway. You see the damage, heavy damage on the right side of the 49 car. Pierce through the middle. They try to go 3 wide, Dustin.
They do go 3 wide momentarily. Pierce going to move to the 3rd spot, and here comes the 20 RT, and here comes the 76. She's widened out down in 3 and 4, James. 1 and 2, we'll see. Pierce glued to the bottom. Shepard right there. Hudson O'Neal trying to hang on. He's been the leader since the drop of the green flag.
And they know it. They know it's go time. They can tell that probably on their tear-offs or visor. They go into 2. They bounce up there, Bobby Pierce. Well, Brandon Shepard trying to equal Jonathan Davenport with 3 wins in the Silver Dollar Nationals. That's the most all time. Right now, O'Neal stretches it out down into turn 1. And the Coleman Farms Racing caution is out. We've got one turned around coming out of 2. Is that Daniel Hilzebeth?
It is. Tough break for the Earl of Iowa driver as he is parked in the wrong direction. So he's going to try to get the ship righted. And, man, I thought actually it's going to be pretty racy there. I'll be honest, I just really thought that thing was starting to widen out, man, as they've, I'm not going to say they've built a cushion up around the outside just yet, but she was starting to look pretty sporty here with 20 laps to go, man.
I think the problem you got is there's just traction all the way across it, and none of the traction's any greater than another spot. When they were reworking the track right for the feature, you could walk almost to the top, and you know, a lot of these tracks that have this black dirt on it, you're not able to walk across like that. So I think that's the biggest thing. You still got traction down low. You've seen them move just above that slick where you see the black on your screen, and definitely to the top. I think the big key is we've got to get back to traffic, or somebody's got to make a mistake, because I just don't know that any line's going to be any better than the rest of the way in this one.
Take a look at the instant replay and see what happened to the 22 right side of your screen. Oh my goodness. Tyler Erb threw an elbow off the top rope.
Well, 59 complete, so we did not get that lap in. We had the leader +1. It's leader +3. By the way, the early contender, the Hoker Trucking Hard Charger, Brandon Overton, 19th to 7th in the 76. Far from over, Dustin. 21 to go. And now the Illini veterans, they're lined up side by side. It's hard, I believe, call them 2 veterans, right? They seem like they've been around forever. Off at turn 4, the Nutrinax Solutions Restart Zone. O'Neal will lead the Illini. That's an all Big Ten battle in the 1.
Oh, Pierce got a good run on the bottom, James. Does he have enough room? No, he doesn't. I thought maybe he had enough room to wash up in front of Sheppy. He doesn't.
Oh, 76 into the wall, man. Thorne shut the door on Overton. Oh, man, Big Sexy.
Big Sexy may need a dude wipe after that.
Wow, he shut the door on him off at turn 4 as we scored lap 61.
How about Dan Ebert up to 7th, James?
Good for him.
Absolutely.
He's pretending it's snow out there. Well, Overton bangs the wall. He didn't knock anything out of that. He's still running. By the way, Moran is up to 10th.
Yes, he is.
He was about to get lapped here about 20 minutes ago.
Here's Brandon Shepard's on board, and man, you can tell he's got a handful. Brandon Overton is right there in traffic.
Trying to go 3 wide. Out of turn 4, Overton is, man, he is on it as he gets around Moran. He throws it in.
Good night.
They're 3 wide over there almost. Moran, Dennis Erb Jr. Man, oh man, Overton.
That's
by the way,
fun.
Up front, he still leads Shepard and Pierce.
Yeah, oh, by the way, there's more racing.
There's more racing going on. They're going to pick up the tail end of the field if this thing stays green. This could be it coming up.
65 laps in the books,
65, 15 to go down the back straightaway.
The battle for second starting to heat up again just a little bit as Bobby Pierce is reeled back in. The Rocket 1 of Brandon Shepard. There's Hudson O'Neal. He's got a 1-second advantage over that battle for the second spot. Brandon Shepard has it. Bobby Pierce is trying to take it away from him.
I still see a few raindrops on our window up here, Dustin. That might actually help the track. It has dried out quite a bit as they go battle for second. Pierce throws it in, but they have pulled away from Davenport, and the Coleman Farms Racing caution is out.
Wonder if
is there a weather issue?
Is it the rain? Ben Shelton, is it the weather?
I don't know that it was going to get to that point, but it was a matter of time, and they're going to have a hard time getting this one back underway right now if this continues. Definitely picking up down here, and you got to wonder, as tricky as this track is, if they're being on the proactive side, is the sprinkle has become a light rain, and we're confirmed it is for the weather as the rain's getting harder down here. Again, guys, right now, if you're Huddy, you just want to see it keep doing this because it would be hard to get it back going, especially where you see the slick out there.
This will be one of those situations where if they parade around this racetrack, if series officials are asking drivers to give them a thumbs up or thumbs down, if you're the leader, it's the wettest, slimiest racetrack you have ever seen. If you're second on back, you're like, oh no, it's good, we can go.
We had that at Ponderosa Speedway. Remember with Eddie Carrier Jr.?
Yes.
He was leading and he gave a thumbs down.
Of course.
And then,
I'd do the same thing.
Sure.
Absolutely, I would, man. This is,
we can see it here on our window up here in the booth, DJ, and
Ben, from our vantage point up here, we've got the raindrops on the window in front of us. It looks like it's a little more than just a hard sprinkle.
No, it is. You can't race in this, and it looks definitely worse if you look at the lights than it actually is. But on the same token, again, you've got areas where it started to go slick and things like that. And if it goes much more than this, it'd be easy for the track to get away from you. And the problem is that moisture just sits on the top. There's nowhere for it to go because the track's got packed pretty hard. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know there's a whole lot on the radar, but I can tell you it is ever so slightly picking up, and a little bit more of this, and Huddy might become the first son to join his father as a champion of this event.
It's Hudson O'Neal, Brandon Shepard, Bobby Pierce, Jonathan Davenport, Ricky Thornton Jr. is in 5th. Garrett Alberson, Dan Ebert, Brandon Overton, Dennis Erb Jr. and Devin Moran in 10th. Now, a few laps ago, James, we saw, as the cars start to make their way to the infield, we saw a pretty intense battle between Ricky Thornton Jr. and Brandon Overton, and they made contact. Either they made contact or Brandon Overton definitely made contact with the outside wall down in turns 3 and 4.
You'll see the run down the back straight away, and here it comes.
And Overton had a run. Thornton obviously didn't know he was there, as the 76 was barely up to his spoiler.
And then Brandon is hammered down, right?
Yes.
How about Dan Ebert? A shout out to him.
Oh, is this?
7th. Here is a on board of what happened.
He's going to get a good run right here. Yeah, oh my goodness. He needs the dew wipes just to clean all the dirt out from inside the car that got in there, right? I mean, it's like a Lysol wipe, man. Just get one of those things, like the all-purpose tool right there. A great shot of the rain falling here at Huset Speedway as the red flag it's not a red flag, but it is raining heavily. The Coltman Farms racing caution and the Whalen safety lights are still out on the track. Again, they pulled everyone down to the infield. 67 laps are officially scored. We're past halfway. 13 laps remaining. And Ben Shelton, you have caught up with Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series official Earl Pearson Jr.
Well, Earl, you do it all. You track prep, you do a little bit of tech. Right now, you're chief meteorologist. Give me your assessment right now of this situation, both as a series and as a driver. Let's start with a series. What do you see from a series standpoint?
Well, when I stand down there in turn 4 and watch them go around, while they was on the green flag when the rain was coming down. But the biggest problem is when the track's black like that and it starts raining on it, it just gets super slick. But, as a driver being out there in that situation, people don't realize even the tear-offs come a critical point of this deal. And you go into the next corner, you don't know what the racetrack's going to be. You don't know if you're going to slide straight in the wall or what's going to take place there. But we made the call there. I think we did the right thing at this point in time. Now, I don't know if it's going to quit, but the racetrack probably can't take too much of this right now. So we'll just wait and see what it does there. But, I think Rick and them guys done an outstanding job, and all the track people to get this in place and trying to beat the rain. And, I think it's 13 laps left. Hopefully we can finish it, but we'll just have to wait and see.
All right, two-sided story. Have you had one that you won because the rain came, and then have you got one that you lost because the rain came or it got back underway?
Well, I definitely done that before. I've been leading in several races, and the rain comes in there. And what sucks is if it rains and you get pulled in like this, then you got to go back on the racetrack, and then you get outrun. That really sucks. But yeah, I've had both sides of the situation, and you know, Huddy up there, I guarantee he's hoping it floods right now. So, and the two guys right behind him are hoping it clears up here. But, you know, it was fixing to be a really good race there. But, you know, with the rain coming in, ain't much we can do about that. So we'll wait and see what happens here.
He truly does it all. 4-time series champion Earl Pearson Jr. down here with the Lucas Oil Series, guys.
All right, Ben, thanks a lot. As we can see in the background there, the rain falling. We can see it there in the lights. It is just enough to slow the pace here as the Huset Speedway pack trucks have made their way on the racetrack to try to preserve this thing if at all possible.
We don't need a Heat 5 at Eldora, do we?
We do not need a Heat 5 at Eldora.
That's the craziest rainstorm ever, right?
That's right. Every single person here on the grounds, every single person watching at home, we've all got 8 bajillion weather apps on our phones. You can see the same things we do. It's a very small band that is coming through, but in the same token, it's also just heavy enough that it's going to delay this thing for at least a little while. So, that having been said, we're going to step aside. Maybe not quite just yet, as we're going to send it back down to Ben Shelton in the infield, Ben.
All right, Hudson, you're down here, and I think it tells the story as you're taking a rag, you're wiping the sweat, the water out of your eyes, and right now, do you just want to see it rain a little bit harder and be done with this thing? Where are you at right now as the leader?
If I could dance in here, I'd be dancing. But no, we got a pretty good race car. Rain or no rain, I think we're good enough to win this thing. We just got to just stay focused here. It's not over yet. So if it does rain, that's awesome. We just we got it done. But if it doesn't, we still got 12, 13 more laps to go, and just got to do the best we can here.
I've heard so many people talk about how hard it is to lead here. It seems like right now you guys were starting to chase the traction before the rain. What's been your biggest challenge in this one? Because it looks like you've had things pretty well at hand.
It hasn't felt that way. The lap traffic's been tough. Got a lot of good cautions at the right time. Yeah, so we should be able to run these last 10, 12 laps here at green flag and not have any lap traffic. So that's the hope anyway. Hopefully the lap traffic doesn't cost me, and if I'm going to lose this thing, I'm going to lose it by myself.
If you're a dog lover like me, he's got River riding along with the sticker on the Sharp Advantage seat. Rain is starting to subside a little bit. We're going to see what we get out of this. We're going to step aside and take a break, a pause for the calls. We'll be right back to Huset Speedway.
Welcome back to Huset Speedway in Brandon, South Dakota for the 15th annual Silver Dollar Nationals presented by My Race Pass. As the rain has, you can see in the lights, has pretty much subsided. And they're working on getting this racetrack rolled back in. 67 laps are in the books, 13 laps remain, and Hudson O'Neal is your race leader.
Yeah, and he's led all 67 laps. I want to clarify one thing. His biggest win was $100,000 at Kokomo a couple years ago. This would be the second biggest win of his career. Of course, Shepard has won, and Pierce, of course, and Davenport's won $1 million, Thornton. And Garrett Albertson, this would be the biggest win for him. Dan Ebert, a shout out to him in 7th right now. Brandon Overton 8th. Dennis Erb Jr. 9th. He's won the Dirt League on Dream 100K. And then Devin Moran right now runs in 10th. So we just wanted to clarify that.
Yes.
So we still have hopes of getting the final 13 laps in here tonight.
And the thing that we're going to have to keep our eyes on is, simply put, if this track can be rolled in and run. This is a track that gets black slick. It's that dark clay, and it was already packed in, right? I mean, we've seen them rework this racetrack a few different times here this evening. It's a track that gets incredibly slick, and even that little bit of rain. As Ben probably knows from actually being down there on site, makes this racetrack just quite honestly 100 times slicker than it probably looks from up here. And so that's what's going on right now. Track officials are down there. They're trying to work this racetrack in. They're looking at it. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials are looking at it as well. There's only 13 laps remaining. So there's a lot of things that you have to consider and look at here. You don't want to sacrifice the integrity of the event. In the same sense, you don't want to put anyone's safety or equipment at risk either by trying to run a race on a track that's going to be incredibly slick and potentially one lane for 13 laps also.
And so we'll still be on a Delaware double file restart because that'll be till lap 70 on and would be single file.
That shot right there, I don't know if we can show the roof of Ricky Thornton Jr.'s car, but that shows you can see a little bit of it right there. You can see how much it has rained. And it may not have looked like a whole lot from our vantage point, but it is a lot more than maybe what you could see from home or even what it looked like from up here in the press box.
I quit looking in the lights after Lernerville after.
Well, and guys, it speaks to the humidity out here too, because it's just beat it up on the cars. It's sitting there, and they're making some laps out there, but I'm not sure if they're making progress. Either way, they're evaluating what we have, but I can tell you, it's just a fine drizzle every once in a while. It's definitely subsided from what it was, but the moisture that's down here is just not going anywhere currently.
Ben, that's a really good point, and again, I mean, this is a racetrack as well, Ben, and again, you know this as well as anyone from being down there where you are, that when you've got a track that you've already run 67 laps on, when the water hits it, yes, it penetrates down in it, but it does two things. Number one, and I'm going to sound contradictory when I say this, but it penetrates surface, but also kind of rolls off and does nothing but creates a slicker racetrack as well. Ben's down there he's talking to drivers, he's talking to series officials, he's talking to crew members, and there's Brandon Overton down there talking to some of his crew. And you see them, they're looking at the app, and I don't know if they are looking at, they're looking at, looks like maybe the My Race Pass app they were looking at, checking some lap times.
Surprised it's not a weather app, right? They always have those chime in, right? They've got this. Everybody's got the super duper weather radar that nobody else ever has.
Right.
You know how that goes. All right, still 13 laps to go. Right now, the running order is Hudson O'Neal, Brandon Shepard, Bobby Pierce, Jonathan Davenport, Ricky Thornton Jr. 5th, and it's Garrett Albertson, Dan Ebert, Brandon Overton, Dennis Erb Jr., Devin Moran up to 10th. Spencer Hughes is 11th. Tyler Erb is 12th. Donald McIntosh is 13th. Dalton Wilson is 14th. 15th is Clay Harris. 16th is Daniel Hirzelbeck. That should be everything that's left because they've all run 67 laps. So out of the race.
All right. Well, the cars are moving in the infield, ladies and gentlemen. And this one has been called official. The winner of the 15th annual Silver Dollar Nationals presented by My Race Pass is Hudson O'Neal, a $75,000 payday for the 2023 Series champion. Brandon Shepard second, Bobby Pierce third, Jonathan Davenport fourth, and Ricky Thornton Jr. will round out the top 5. Then it's Garrett Alberson, Dan Ebert with a career best 7th in this event. Brandon Overton 8th, Dennis Erb Jr. 9th, and Devin Moran will round out the top 10.
And Dan Ebert will be the Hoker Trucking Hard Charger, Dustin.
Is that right?
20th to 7th.
Good for him.
Good for him, for the Minnesota racer.
Well, more twists and turns than a daytime soap opera.
And guys, I can tell you, out here on the front straightaway, it's just greasy, and I just don't think this grease would ever go away. I just don't know that it would.
Don't lose your balance down there, Ben.
No, I'm that fine with that. I mean, they're bringing Victory Lane upside down to Victory Lane, but I'm fine. No, I tell you what, in Hudson, he becomes the first father-son combo to win this race. He wins it in the 15th. His dad won it in the first. And he has cleared the UNOH Tech area, and your winner, Hudson O'Neal, he'll go down as the Silver Dollar Nationals champion after leading all 67 contested laps. Todd and Vicky Burns, SSI Motorsports number 71. Jason Durham, the crew chief on the side. 33rd career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win. His 4th win with the series this year. 8th win overall. And Huddy, who started out struggling, has really come on strong the past few months. And making his way into 3rd in the latest Big River Steel Chase for the championship standings, presented by ARP. $75,000 tonight's going to boost the checkbook, and a win is going to give him more points as he tries to advance to that Final 4 coming up later this year and go after his 2nd series title. Of course, the champion back in 2023 is the driver of the number 71 car. As Huddy becomes the 3rd different winner here this weekend, as we said, the 11th different Silver Dollar Nationals champion. From Martinsville, Indiana to South Dakota, your winner here tonight, Hudson O'Neal. $75,000 for the driver of the 71 car. Sunoco checkered flag in hand, confetti flies, and he adds another one to the crown jewel list. The Wheeler Metals Merrill Bonding, Bill Stein, number 71. Well, Huddy, you were sitting there, you watched the rain keep falling, then the rain stopped, you watched the pace trucks go around. What are the emotions right now, knowing you just won $75,000, your first Silver Dollar?
Unbelievable. It's, you know, to be a race car driver, something you always dream of is being in a position to win big races and win these crown jewel races. And the Silver Dollar Nationals, I never won it. My dad won, I think, the inaugural one back at I-80, and it's so cool to be standing up here and at Huset Speedway to be able to call myself a Silver Dollar Nationals winner, man. It's, I'm speechless. Not the way we necessarily wanted to win it, but we'll take the rain all day whenever we're out front leading like that. So appreciate all my guys, Jason, Kyle, Riley, Logan, my fiance Tessa, my mom, my dad, my fiance's family back home watching, all the sponsors that help us on this race car. It's so cool to be here, and we're looking forward to the future.
You said during the rain delay that it might have looked easy, but it was not comfortable. What was the racetrack like tonight? Did you stay on the bottom a lot longer than you thought? And once it started moving around, what's going through your mind?
Whenever I caught lap traffic there, we had kind of one lane burned in, especially down here and just right above the bottom in 1 and 2, and I just couldn't quite make myself go out there and try to get around them. I was running good, and I just knew that them guys in front of me couldn't move, so I knew the guys behind me couldn't move either. And I'm sure they were everywhere trying their best, but I just was trying not to give the race away. I was like, I'm not going to move out of there. If somebody's going to pass me, well, I'm going to make them pass me somewhere else. And was able to get by a couple lap cars there, and then caught a lot of cautions at the right time too, which was a big help. Whenever we'd get in some heavy lap traffic, caution come out and put us back in clean air. So like I said, appreciate everybody on this race car. Wheeler Metals, Merrill Bonding, Big River Steel, Westside Tractor Sales, Subsurface of Indiana, Professional Concrete, SSI Motorsports, Todd and Vicky Burns for an opportunity of a lifetime to come back. And it's where I started my career, and hopefully it's where I'll end it. And appreciate you, Mr. Burns, and Vicky and everybody back at the SSI shop. And O'Neal Salvage and Recycling, Bob and Tammy Burton, USSSA Fast Pitch, Bobcat of Batesville, Sunoco Race Fuels, Midwest Sheet Metal, Chris Davis is on the mend and thinking about him, and everybody that's just everybody that's a part of this deal, you know, all the way down to Wiles, Dry Shafts, and you know, Weir's Machining and everybody. There's so many people that go unrecognized, and I appreciate every single one of you that are part of this 71 team, and we'll continue to try and win these races and represent you in fine fashion.
Year one in 2011, it was Don O'Neill. In 2025, it's Hudson O'Neill, your Silver Dollar Nationals champion, presented by My Race Pass, atop the Big River Steel podium. Once again, the 33rd time in his career. As we move to second on the Big River Steel podium, Brandon Shepherd. The weather, man, talk about the emotions to be so close. You had to watch it get away from you with the rain.
You know, I don't know if we would have went back green if anything would have changed there. Hudson was really good, and you know, we all know how important it is to get out front at this place, especially you can momentum so good here that it makes it really hard to pass the leader for sure. So congrats to him, congrats to Bobby. Thanks for all the fans for sticking it out tonight. Appreciate all my crew, Mark, Dan, Austin, Joel. All them guys been working their tails off night in, night out. My beautiful wife and kids for all their support. My dad and grandpa back home. All of our great sponsors on this thing. And yeah, it was a solid weekend for us. You know, we definitely wanted to win, but all in all, it was a good weekend. We're not going to hang our heads. We got a fast race car, so we're looking forward to the rest of the year.
What was the difference from last night? That late caution last night, you were able to go to the top. Tonight, it was just like it never came in after those cautions.
It was just, man, it just took a while for that first caution to come, and it blown so much dry crumbs up towards the top that the top was drier than it was last night whenever the caution came out. So we didn't really have a lot of wet crumbs to pack in up there. And like I said, there was enough character in the bottom of 1 and 2, and it was slick enough in 3 and 4 that you could really have a good momentum line and make it hard on the guy behind you. So like I said, we just did the best we could, and the key to winning that race was get the lead early, and you know, we were able to get by JD there about halfway, and then you know, we were able to run with Hudson, but you know, like I said, it was going to be tough to pass him either way. So I hate that it got shortened by rain for the fans, but at the end of the day, I think the outcome would have been probably the same. So
Brandon Shepherd, he comes home in position number 2, third tonight on the Big River Steel podium will be Bobby Pierce. Bobby, I feel like the story of the weekend, man. It seemed like starting spots. You were up against it all weekend. Third tonight. What are your feelings as you leave Huset's?
My feelings are the track feels like it's good to race on. So, yeah, I don't know. We waited at Knoxville last year. When I had the lead, we waited. There's about 10 to go. We finished the race. You tell me.
So obviously dejected right now by that. You feel like we could have gone back racing. How tough is it to get so close? Again, you've won this race before, and to be so close to 75,000.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Hudson ran a really good race. Congrats to him. Congrats to Brandon. And I don't know if 13 laps would have done anything. It was follow the leader forever, and then the track finally got good, and there came the rain. So once again, congrats to them guys. I got to thank my sponsors, Low Voltage Solutions, Massive Auto Transportation, Churchill Transport, Rear Grand Waste Services, Collins Brothers Towing, Fast One Speed Shop, Toyota of Danville, Carnegie Towing, Ted Brown's Quality Paint Body Shop, Burt Transmissions by Buddha, Leaka Tree Service, Spuds Trucking. Shout out to him, Spuds, Snowy Range Adventures. Check that out. Just everyone, man, big thank you.
Bobby Pierce, third on the Big River Steel podium. Guys, we'll throw it back up top for the race recap.
All right, thanks a lot, Ben. Appreciate that. As River down there getting a picture taken in Victory Lane.
Got some treats coming here.
That's right. Give them all the Scooby Snaps. Here is your race recap for the 15th Annual Silver Dollar Nationals presented by My Race Pass.
By the way, second place paid $25,000, third paid $10,000. We'll go over that non-qualifiers race, which has been canceled. We'll talk a little bit about it later on. And O'Neill took the lead at the start, led all 67 laps here tonight with a win. And Brandon Shepherd started in third, got to second. Bobby Pierce started sixth, got to third. And again, the Poker Trucking Hard Charger, Dan Ebert, 20th to 7th here tonight.
Good run for the driver of the number 60 out of Lakeshore, Minnesota. Well, there were a few drivers that took a few shots. Jonathan Davenport would test the high side a few different times. You see there, and actually allowed Brandon Shepherd to get by Bobby Pierce. Tried to work his way around the Rocket One a couple different times as well, but as Hudson O'Neill said, those cautions were timed just right for him. And Then Mother Nature started falling on the event. They worked this racetrack in best they could, but it wasn't enough and wasn't meant to be. And you even heard the driver of the 32 saying down in Victory Lane that didn't think 13 laps was going to make much of a difference, James.
Yeah, and again, on this non-qualifiers race, again, that has been canceled, they're going to split. There's 20 cars that was eligible for that. They're going to split the $20,000 that was for the purse among those 20 drivers, DJ.
Best way to do it right there, and glad to see that money is going to the drivers that were scheduled to start that race. Ben Shelton, will send it down to you for your final thoughts.
Well, my final thoughts are the rain stopped the race. We're down here in Lucas Oil Victory Lane, and it's starting to rain again. I don't know what the rest of the night. Man, this is a tough deal. This is an unfortunate part of being an outdoor sport, and no matter what decision you make, it's going to be a tough one. Either way, one thing we know, Hudson O'Neal, your winner tonight, $75,000, the 11th different winner of a Silver Dollar Nationals, and entering the back half of this season, Hudson's as hot as anybody right now, and he's definitely going to be a contender for that Big River Steel Chase for the championship presented by AARP. Guys, it's been a challenging weekend here at Huset's, but I tell you what, it's been fun, and we'll head down the road to Florence.
All right, Ben, thanks so much. Great job down there, James. What a week.
3 nights, 3 different winners. Devin Moran won on Thursday. It'd been interesting to see what he could have done in those last 13 laps. He had gone to the pits, came from the tail. He was up to 10th. But that points battle, you had the drivers first and second in the points. Davenport 4th, Thornton 5th. So Davenport will hold the points lead, headed to Florence in a couple of weeks.
All right, James, thank you very much. As always, a pleasure working with you once again. Well, as you mentioned, 3 different winners in 3 nights here at Huset Speedway. As defending Silver Dollar Nationals champion, Devin Moran was the winner on Thursday night. Jonathan Davenport got it done last night. Look at those clowns. And tonight it was Hudson O'Neal getting his first win in the Silver Dollar Nationals. On behalf of Ben Shelton and James Essex, this is Dustin Jarrett signing off, saying thank you